All right, today is day number 4 of talking about VINCI CORE. We recently, in previous videos, they probably won't be added, but if you want to check them out, click here. We talked about VINCI, integrity, nurture, and today we're talking about competency. Again, it's the 4th tenet in our VINCI core values, what drives our culture and our business. So, similarly to nurture and also with the previous 2, competency has a straightforward answer and a straightforward meaning to it, but it also has something more internal and more in like a deeper definition and deeper attribute to why it is important in VINCI and what it does to help us push forward. So I will hopefully cover as much of it as I can in this video. So let's get right into it. We have it stated in our VINCI core, whatever you want to call it, like tenets, and where we have all 5 listed out. It's competency, pursue excellence, take ownership, and act with purpose. Again, that's pursue excellence, take action, and act with purpose. And I'd like to I wouldn't say tweak the act with purpose, but I like to kind of bring this up whenever we talk about it, and it's fail with purpose. A big aspect of moving forward is failing, and a lot of people aren't comfortable with failure, including myself. It's a very difficult talent to have, to be okay with failure and to actually embrace failure as part of the process. Thomas Edison was known for his great love for failure. I want to say love, but like understanding what failure means and that failure is a prerequisite for success. You have this quote where it talks about up until the time he created the light bulb, or is it written that he created the light bulb? There were many instances, thousands, if not tens of thousands of times where he made a failure of a product or a failed version. And you ask him, he's going to tell you none of those were failures, but now he knows 10,000 ways to not make a light bulb. So he successfully understands 10,000 ways not to make it. When you understand that many routes of a path to avoid, you inadvertently end up going on the right path. So with that, it's really important to take away the social construct that failure is a bad thing. In school, we learn failure is bad. If you don't get a good grade on tests, you're failing. It's more of a do good now versus understand what you're doing bad to do better later. And there are definitely some schools out there that do a better job than others. I do believe our school did a better job at this than others, where a lot of it wouldn't be based on progress, but you could kind of take like a quiz in like a certain subject on the first day and like kind of see where you're at and then see how far you come. I think a lot of schools can do better and will do better in the future. And there's definitely a lot to learn from business on how to teach students in a manner that makes them think and not makes them become sheep and employees, which I won't get into. But I have a real gripe with schools on the way education is pushed and how education came into existence in the first place as it is today. So with that being said, it's very crucial, going off of knowing that failure is okay and failure is just part of the process. It's also crucial to understand yourself and understand, one, what you're good at. Like when I say what you're good at, is everyone has something. Now some people may disagree. Everyone has something they're naturally born with and naturally good at, whether that's because you spent your younger years dedicated to that craft or dedicated to that talent. Like for example, there's a lot of people out there that are very good at languages. They can memorize languages quick, or they know multiple languages. However, a lot of times with those people, at a young age, they were they were shown and they were exposed to multiple languages at the same time. Like they might have grown up learning 3 languages at the same time. So inadvertently, or I guess you could say it was on purpose, their talent was to learn languages because that was something that nature needed them to do to survive or to get to a certain point of competency in their life. I don't know why this keeps popping up. I think it's because I'm on photo booth. One day we'll upgrade camera equipment, but not today. So really, talent is created in a vacuum where it's needed. Again, talent is created in a vacuum where it's needed. So if you're a kid and you need to understand your mom speaking 3 different languages, and you need to communicate with her when you're hungry, when you're tired, it is gonna make you better at learning the languages and learning the skills to communicate. So you will become a better communicator, or you will be better at learning languages. Same way as if you're a kid and you play a sport every day, all day long, for years of your life. You're so far ahead of anyone who's starting at like 10, 12, 13, 14, starting that sport. And to them, your talent seems unmatched and unattainable. And to an extent, it's true, because if you spend all that time as a kid and you're still putting in the same amount of work as someone else, you're always gonna be ahead of them because you had a jump start in life because you started earlier. So competency, although there are exceptions where you're born with the talent, it's really the time and effort you put into something, and that is usually determined by a vacuum of need or required, whether it's like by nature or by psychology. So if you make yourself think that you need to do something, your body will find a way to do it, even if it seems impossible. One of my favorite quotes is, everything that exists was once deemed impossible. So for example, before cars existed, it was impossible to get around on an engine with wheels, not like a horse. Like you talk to someone, go like thousands of years in the past and be like, one day we're gonna be driving around with gas and engines, like that's just like magic to them. So everything that exists was once seemed impossible. So anything that you think is impossible today, one day will come to pass and will be something that people just think about like it's nothing, like it's obvious that it exists. Like space travel right now, it's like you're seeing it in front of your eyes, like going to the moon. I won't get into that conspiracy, but even just like space travel and going to the moon, going to different planets, right now, I wouldn't say it's an impossibility, but it was in the past, and we're getting closer and closer to it being just a reality in another aspect of life. Kind of going off topic here. So going back, you will automatically gain the skills, and if you want to call it talent, from doing something enough based off of a need to do it. So kind of all that to say, mastery in a skill comes from hours and hours and hours of failure. So again, failure is a prerequisite. You need to, and when I'm saying you, I'm saying like I need to love the process of failing so many times to reach the goal of succeeding. And I mean, if you succeed on your first time in everything you do, it just takes away the fulfillment of it and the enjoyment of it. Like imagine you were good at everything. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice, but just think about it. Like there's no fun that comes from it. You're like, oh, I can try that because that's a challenge. That's like what, I don't know, that might just be me. Like I'm thinking about if I was good at everything, like what would be the fun in doing anything? So it really is a blessing to fail and to get better and see your progress and see the success you made from your blood, sweat, and tears. I think that topic has been covered. Kind of repeated it over and over, same idea. So moving that from an idea to implication into the business life, that's actually, so this is why we have teams. Because if you're spending that many hours at failing at something, people just aren't, so like, your life is finite. You have a set amount of hours, set amount of days, set amount of weeks, set amount of months to live. I'll go with years too. You don't got just a few months to live, but you never know when your time's coming, but you also know that it's limited. Like, I can't tell you when I'm gonna die, but I can tell you for a fact that I will die. And that itself is valuable in a way where it forces us to put attention to what we find important and what we prioritize. So you can't just prioritize everything, because then nothing is prioritized. So if I'm trying to be good at this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing, I can never get great at any one thing. And the way to become truly great is to be great at one thing. Now, from that one thing, it can branch out to others, but there needs to be something you're better at than anyone around you, because that is the value you will bring to anyone around you. That was kind of repetitive. Anyways, now, this is where humans, and I'll even like expand this to animals, but let's focus on humans. This is where the beauty of community comes in, which kind of goes back to nurture that I didn't really talk about last video, but we won't touch on that. This is why humans seek each other out. You can never be amazing at everything, and you can never cover everything. So the way to really push forward is to find other people that complement you in the areas that you yourself aren't a master at. This is where we can begin creating something great, is by taking someone who is a master in their own art and bringing together others that are masters in different arts with a similar vision. If you can connect multiple people, all with different talents and different views, and kind of push them put them all in a boat. Think about a boat, and have them all row in one direction in a vision that everyone sees and wants to bring to life. Then you have something special, and you have something that can create something really magical. Not to sound a little fruity or anything, but if you can get people with the same mindset and all-encompassing skill sets, you can truly create something great. And just to close this out, that brings us back to the original statement of why you need to know, and I need to know, that failure is crucial, and failure is part of the process. How, like, we're failing a lot right now. We're failing a lot more than we're succeeding, but it'll make the success that much more fulfilling and something that we can actually genuinely be proud of. Think about it this way. In our situation right now, we haven't had a new contract since February, early February. It's April 7th. So March, April, 2 months. That means the next time we get a contract, we will bust our ass to get that moved and get it assigned and sold. Now, we're working on some things as well, which maybe we're splitting our attention, but I think it's in the same field and in the same direction. So I think it's justifiable. However, again, we are failing a lot every day. I can tell you every single day, I'll tell you something where I failed. Whether that's a misstep in the wording I use with a phone call, or a thought I had on what direction we should go in, or a task I didn't complete for the day. All these failures are small steps to a successful and consistent and predictive business. And again, failure is just part of the process. If you're not ready to fail, don't even think about starting a business. Like, I'd say even before you start a business, allow yourself to start failing so you understand the feeling of what failure really is, and realize that it's really just a step towards success. So with that, I will see you guys tomorrow. If you found this valuable, drop a like, leave a comment. If you didn't, leave a hate comment. And if you want to check out Jack's channel, check out Jack Savagery, Jack Savage RE. I'll put it in the bio down here. So see you guys tomorrow for day number 5 of VINCI CORE. Peace.